Hooray!
Ooh.
Okay, so first of all, before anything happens in this, I have to thank Mike because I just sort of like had this idea at spur of the moment and dumped it on him, and so he's put in a lot of work without me because I sort of let myself be surprised with what he's going to do. So,
Yay, Mike. Let's clap in the microphones for you.
Yeah, the microphones do not appreciate that.
Is that
Sleep.
good for the YouTube video?
What?
So does that track for the YouTube video?
Yep, that's specifically for the fans, it being Matthew, who will be the one who listens to this one.
Yeah.
No, Mike, we should just send Matthew the raw audio, because like I said, it was fine enough when I listened to it. And just so he can.
The radio.
Yeah, I almost said that too. But I wasn't the only one.
I mean, Matthew isn't here, so someone needs to do it.
Yeah,
I'll do my best.
Well, I for yours, Carlos, I did a rough cut, so I cut out some of the big, long, boring silences and stuff.
Got it.
But yeah, I'll send it to him. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be anything. Especially, you hear that, Matthew? Special treatment.
All right. So we have a kind of an odd cast of characters for Mithril Cookman B-Team adventures here.
No.
I mean, it's no weirder than
Not weirder than our group.
No, it's not. It's not. So why don't you guys give me a quick, the short version intro of your guys' characters, because all of you all frequent the same bar to watch the streams, so you all have at least seen each other, and I think some of you have sorted out knowing each other, and you all know that you're kind of like all rooting for the Epicuriosities. So maybe you could just give us the short version of your characters, and then we can jump in.
Okay. I'll go first. My character's name is Rast. He is a fire genasi artificer. She's like a tinkerer. So he creates little, bits and bobs and potions and things that explode. I have a familiar that is a stoat, which is like a weasel. His name is Boomba. I also have another familiar, which is my friend / brother. Is that you, Bon, Carlos?
Yeah, Bon.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
We have a Bon and we have a Craig. A different
I believe it is Craig.
Craig.
So Bon and I were in the military together back in the city of Brass, which is it's on the fire plane?
Yeah, it's the fire line. It's the major city there.
So I'm a fire genasi. I'm from that city. We are currently on a forced leave from the military, I believe.
But you probably don't know that.
What on earth did you? Oh, hopefully, whatever you did will come out eventually.
Potentially.
I might have killed a lot of people accidentally.
Like finger quotes accidentally.
and he might have been caught burning and dissolving the bodies in acid, disposing of the evidence for my accident.
Yes, allegedly. And that's me.
What do you look like?
I look like I am bald. You're not really sort of gender neutral. You can't really tell what gender, if even genasi have a gender. Totally bald. All of my teeth are solid gold.
Gold up in my teeth, yo.
Yep. Yeah, and then I just wear like a breastplate and leathers. I've got a.
Would
got
you
a
say
big
that this fire blasting portrait you've chosen is accurate?
It is, yes. I do actually, just from I guess from like a flavor standpoint, as a fire genasi, I can cast Burning Hands, and then also like, what is it? Fire, Burning Hands, and Produce Flame. But I'm actually, the way that I'm going to play it is that I actually have like a rig that I wear that does those, basically cast those spells. So I've got like a backpack with like some flammable liquid in it, and then that's how I cast those spells, is through this like
Nice.
Your backpack.
a backpack. Yeah.
FYI, I started a session notes in the PC folder.
I should open that. I can do
B
that.
Team Episode 1.
Nice.
All right, so Bon, the Lodestone Bonzo, he's about 7 feet tall, and he has like craggy, kind of like, he looks like packed dirt almost. His skin and his beard and his short crop beard and his hair is like grassy almost. So he's not unlike a giant chia pet. He's real dumb. Just real dumb.
That's exciting.
And yeah, he's a I would say sword and board, but he uses a big stone hammer. So it's a war hammer and a kind of stony shield.
Awesome.
So the great sword in his portrait is not correct, not accurate, not flavor.
Bon the Dumbhammer. Got it. Okay. Brian, do you want to give us the short version for Sir Craig of the Daniels?
He's Sir Craig of the Daniels. He is a paladin. He always has a full helmet on, so you rarely ever see his face because, well, I guess, introducing to meta-wise, he's an Azamar. So he first initially appears human, but he's God touched, and he has, as Azamar, they have some kind of angelic guide thing that like guides them in their dreams, and he has seen the bunch of weirdos team. He's had like dreams about them, so he knows he's like somehow he's become fascinated with them. He's drawn towards Gwen because all the others are really shady. But and he has a ridiculous like obsession with he really wants to go on a dragon fighting quest.
Awesome. Do you have any sense of your angelic guide, kind of what their character is like? Are they just kind of like encouraging you to be on this sort of holy quest, or is there?
They're the more kind of intense, vengeful. Because like I said, yeah, he's like kind of driven towards fighting a dragon. I haven't really worked out a backstory, but
just
he's
kind of
got some kind of he's got some kind of vengeful thing for dragons. That's why he's like an Oath of Vengeance paladin.
Nice. All right, so Sam, that leaves you.
So my character's name is Lila Tickleaf. She's a bard in the College of Glamour. She's a single mom and ready to mingle.
As in the bard of fabulousness, like fabulous.
Yes. She's essentially the female Richard Simmons. She wants to encourage. She's a professional jazzercisist and wants to encourage everyone to get physically fit. So that's kind of her goal, is to really encourage people through this this interplanular cooking competition to eat more healthy and be a little bit more physically active.
Yeah, I bet she likes that song. Let's Get Physical.
She does. She does like that
again?
song.
That's definitely one of her focus songs.
It's definitely on her focus song. Yeah, she has a lot of hits. She's a former cheerleader, so Mickey is also on there.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, she has 2 kids, which I named. Let's see, I named them. They're great names. Micmac and Macto. Mictac and Macto.
Micmac?
Mictac and Macto.
Ah.
Wow. I will not remember that.
Yep.
As in like a Micmac with cheese?
It's like a Micmac paddywhack and tic tac toe.
Yeah.
She never had a 3rd kid.
Sorry, Brent. What was your angelic patron? Like, was it a diva, solar? Did you know?
I don't know if I really looked that deep into
Not
it.
super important.
Yeah.
Solar.
Rast, he is in the person that they're rooting for, I guess, in the team, is Crack.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not sure why, but he feels drawn to the bird person.
Nice.
All right. Well, let me get you guys set up here. So you all hang out in Zappy's pub, and Zappy's is a very fine establishment in the guild quarter of Sigil, and it's run by a gnome who's been electrocuted by his creations about 300 too many times. But he's mostly okay most of the time, mostly. And there are large tables set up inside of this pub, and these big round tables that can seat 10, 15, like a lot of people. And in the middle is this big giant glass orb that is that plays the feeds of the show. And you can walk around the orb to see things from different directions and stuff like that. So there's kind of a 3D virtual element to the whole thing. The competition is still pretty young. I mean, it's been advertised in Sigil now for months, but it's only officially started I don't know, a week or so ago. So the team is caught up to session 7 of our main party. So you just fought the Fomorian and all the shadow beasts and whatnot. You bullied Team Dragon, and then you went to the Drow City to talk about philosophy and genocide. So some just throwing out a few kind of relevant of the moment references to the game. Well, I think I'll add some flavor. So feel free to jump into there, but I'll kick you off with these couple of things that I will put into notes.
I have one question. I will totally forgive this not because this is something I probably should have helped you with. Is do we know anything like any other major exploits the other teams have done?
I mean, I feel like that's sort of a comedy of yes thing at this point.
Got it. Cool.
All
right.
If you guys say it happened, it probably did happen, as long as it doesn't shatter the continuity too much. But so I placed a couple things into the notes, episode notes, and so we got Ruben in the last heads up. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit, and Crack talking about how we don't know nothing from nothing, and always be Duncan is our latest rock fact that I could find, and feel free to add on to that as you see fit.
Oh, we didn't have a rock fact last week.
No, slacking.
Well, I couldn't. No one talked about rocks. That's my biggest.
Well, you guys did fight those Nagas in acid and rocks. I feel like there's something to be had there.
They're made of bone. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it'll come to us.
Anything we start fighting at 11 o'clock is going to be hard to register. As a rock fact.
Indeed.
We can always just default back to rocks. Still hard.
Yeah, this is true.
Carlos, it's Craig of the Daniels, not Daniel of the Craigs.
Yeah, get it straight.
Did I put that first?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, though the contest is still young, you guys have sort of seen like the particularly bitter partisans starting to form. So, like there's some pubs that have started to focus on some teams rather than others. So Zappies, they have fans of both Monster Squad and the Wizards, as well as a few people who are like, you're not sure if they like ironically like them or if they like them, but fans of Team Human and Team Hive, because they're kind of the joke teams. But like, I don't know, maybe that guy's into it, but maybe he's not.
We haven't encountered Team Hive on the regular game, right?
No, not really. Other than seeing them in the main
them
beforehand, and then you saw their chef cooking in the Taste of the World. That was about it.
Yeah. Cool.
So all y'all are gathered at Zappies, and so you've just finished watching that session 7 feed that I was just talking about, and people who the people who are into Team Epicuriosity, they kind of hang out at your guys' table, and then the other big table that kind of hang out with like kind of the wizard table, and then there's a few kind of in betweeners. But you all finish watching that session, and drinks all around, and everybody kind of cheers and claps for that. So Zappy, the gnome barkeep, he comes over to you guys' table, and he says, "My friends, there's some fancy Hume over there. She's giving you the eye. maybe she's slumming it tonight." and he just sort of like grabs some glasses and drops some drinks off, and he's kind of creepy.
Oof, you are a weird dude, Zappy.
Slumming it. How dare he?
And when you look over to where he gestured at the bar, you see a human woman in a blood red jacket, and she's blending in for the most part, but upon closer inspection, she's got money and attitude to spare.
How tall is she?
She's human height, like 5'9".
Not interested. Bond just goes back to drinking his drink.
I think Lila's gonna walk right up there and say, "Howdy, how you doing?"
She, gives you the very slightest inclination of her head.
"Well, I'm Lila Tickleleaf. It's good to meet you." And then she rears back and casts friends.
Oh my
god. And how would you say that might manifest, Sam?
She just does a little like wink, like a really saucy looking wink, and like a shake of her shoulders, kind of like an I Dream a Genie sort of thing. And just blasts her. It's just like radiant charm. Like you can nearly see it. You can't actually see it, but you wouldn't know it at the moment.
She kind of reels a little bit back, and she's like, okay, you win.
Well, what's your name then?
My name is Shahira, and I'm looking to recruit some fans. You wouldn't happen to be fans of the Epicuriosities, would you?
Well, the hips don't lie. The Epicuriosity is my favorite team.
Are those your friends?
Sure. I got not James Bond, and a real dummy, and Rast, and his little kitty otter thing.
She says, well, why don't I why don't I propose this to all of you? And if you don't mind, she kind of gestures towards your table.
Cool. Let's go sit down.
We'll wave her over.
So she looks at the lot of you, and she plays her cards pretty close, and Lila is like sparkling with happiness and charm at the moment, and the woman sort of shakes her head like, halflings, and she says, I'm looking to recruit fans of the Epicuriosities for a little job.
Well, there's no bigger fan than me.
Well, that's very good. Because
I'm big.
I should have said. That.
Oh.
He
Well,
likes them, likes them all right.
I've got a lot of pots on the fire, so if this doesn't work out, I guess.
Grass knows fire.
It's very true. Okay. I'm gonna have Bunya. I'm gonna have him like climb up onto the table and then sort of do kind of an entertaining thing to keep Bond's attention. So, all right. So what were you saying, Sheer?
Well, you could think of it as a kind of audition, and if you were to make the cut, you might get to be part of the team.
Ooh.
Interesting. So
What would we have to do?
what are we gonna do?
She says, well, we're looking to set up a headquarters for the team. And there's a couple of prospects, but this one in particular I think might suit your abilities. There's a manor that's not too far from here, and it's been sealed up for nearly 40 years. I'm working on my end on the legal issues, but before we can even consider it, I need some dashing group to go in and clear it out.
Are you saying the Epicuriosities need a secret base?
Yes, definitely. You could be one of the team for realsies.
I don't know if I believe her. I would like to make an insight check.
You may.
I believe her.
Yeah.
Yes, we know you do.
I believe everything everyone ever tells me.
Lila pretty much believes. Wait, Carlos, what's Bones?
Bonds
What's his intelligence?
7.
Oh my
7.
God.
Okay, so Lila's only slightly smarter. She has intelligence of 8. So Bon and Lila are sold already.
Yeah,
So Greg is intelligence 8.
God.
am I the smartest person on this team?
You're king of the dummies.
Once again.
Wow. That is amazing.
This is going to be awesome, guys. It's going to be awesome.
You guys are just slightly smarter than my weasel.
I don't even know if I.
All right. Okay, I'll say continue.
So yeah, I mean, there's definitely you sense that she has a lot of secrets and that she's is not telling you everything. But this does seem like a real offer, and she's also like a little bit uncertain about the dum-dums that she has fallen into here.
Right. Perfect. Well, yeah, we're always looking for work. Is there any type of compensation aside from potential membership, or are we talking coin?
She sort of mutters, I get the feeling that the rest of them would have done it for free.
Yeah, that's why you're talking to me.
So, Yeah, there's money. There's a reward. If you can successfully clear it out, I'll pay you all 300 gold ahead.
Wow, perfect. What are we?
Blood. Heads we bring back.
Heads? No, there's no
Like
heads
if
to
I-
bring back.
Do we get to bring
Fine.
justice to evildoers?
Yes, I think so.
Sir Craig is in.
So the players here would recognize Shahira from the restaurant Elapids that the Beholder sent you to
From 10 million years ago.
from 10 million years ago. The smuggling ring / shady business people.
Yeah, it's where Ruben bought the goggles of the night and Crack bought a torch.
Listen. We all learned hindsight's 2020, especially if you have night vision goggles on.
Continuity.
Wow.
Yeah. It's all coming up something.
Millhouse.
I was gonna say you don't need to role play your intelligence that much.
Oh no, I'm going to. I live that intelligence level.
He's leaning in. He's leaning in.
Great. So 300 each.
That's right.
Okay. Any idea about what we're going up against?
Well, what I know is that some madman locked himself and his staff up there about 40 years ago. And one day, around 15 years later, half the place blew up, and it's been quiet ever since. A lot of the locals think that it's haunted. I wouldn't rule that out.
I'm gonna grab Bunya and hold him close. Like this is the mention of any sort of haunting has sent a chill down Bond's spine.
The thought of ghosts is that scary. All right.
Sir
Yeah,
Craig
he fucking hates ghosts.
Okay, Bob.
pats him on the back, so it's all right. We'll bring justice to these ghosts.
Be careful with Bunya. Be very.
Is this going to be a problem?
No, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Well,
So yeah, I think we're in.
all right. Well, just know that when I say sealed up, I mean it. So I hope that your breaking in isn't going to be a problem for you all.
Is there a door?
There's a sealed door.
A door.
Okay. Well,
Well, it won't be a problem if there's a door.
Well, you can find myself or one of my agents here for the next few days, and if you happen to succeed by some chance, let them know. And Shahira walks off to find some smarter prospects.
Well, thank you so much. You have a good day.
Whew. All right. Well, yeah. Lila, do you need to work out some childcare arrangements before we start doing this, or?
Nah, they're with my ex this weekend. I got the whole day,
All right.
I just got some me time. That's why I came down to Zappy's in the first place.
Good old Zappies.
Craig?
Well, let's get this over with.
All right, well, let's go throw you against a door.
That's like CrossFit.
Yeah, throwing heavy things around, that'll work. She gives you a general set of directions you can follow. And outside in the city streets, it's, fairly dark as always. I think that I think that Rast and Craig have dark vision, and the other two don't.
I think I do. I might just not have put it on there, but maybe I don't.
You don't have
I sure don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think you do.
only fire. No, so you do.
Yeah. So outside of Zappy's, there's a little kobold light boy who's holding out a little sparkly torch, and he says, "Lights for you, master. Lights for you, masters."
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull out my my drift globe and toss it to Bond.
The little kobold looks very sad. He's like,
I'm gonna give the kobold a silver and just like pick him up and put him on my shoulder anyways.
Okay.
Throw him 20 feet in the air.
Yeah,
You always tell me to support local businesses, Rat.
We should. We have a
the kobold is happy to yammer on in I think they speak Draconic. If anybody speaks Draconic.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, I have what is it? Understanding languages.
Comprehend languages.
Comprehend languages.
The spell.
But that's like a higher level. That's like a spell, right?
Yeah.
It is.
All right. Well, I mean, the kobold is, he can speak some very simple terms, and he sort of rasps around and seems to enjoy being on Bond's shoulder, and just kind of like points at things. But you start to understand him a little bit. You think his name is Oxmer, something. It's hard to say. But he points at things, and he like occasionally he'll like point at like one of the harmonium guards walking by, and he'll kind of like be like bad man. And he entertains Bond and keeps him from venturing off into side adventures while you're on your way.
I am prone to do that.
So about 30 or 40 minutes from where Zappies is into the Guildhall ward, the streets and roads and alleys, they start to be a little thankfully quieter and narrower. The houses and halls, they just lean in above you, and eventually they start to sort of connect between each other. Little bridges and additions sort of like make a little network up above your heads, and it starts to form a kind of canopy. It's sort of it feels sort of cozy, and you're able to not be quite as disoriented by the upside down, inside out nature of Sigil when you can be on a street and see sort of just what's around you. But after the 30 or so minutes of walking, you guys stop short when you find yourself just staring off a cliff's edge into the gap between Sigil and Sigil. So this, in contrast to sort of the cozy, familiar feeling of the neighborhood streets, this is where Sigil is the most inside-outy, upside-downy, dimensionally vomit-inducing. And, so the problem of living inside of a C-shaped donut is that...
Escher.
Hmm?
It's like Escher.
Yeah, it is like Escher. And so looking straight ahead across the gap, you see like the Guildhall ward continues, and you look to across the way there, and it goes up and up and up and up and up and up until you can't see it anymore, and then you have to turn around, and then it's behind you, and it's all terrible. But worse is looking down / out into the infinite cosmic void that is the countless realms and of the upper planes that Sigil grants you some amount of view to. And, one might think of them as planets or moons, but of course that's just the approximation of feeble meatbags who are seeing with these squishy goosack eyes. You're not really sure what's real or what's really out there, but it looks like planets and moons and things to you. But a little bit more comprehensible is the opposite side of Sigil, which you can kind of make out. the other side of the donut, where the kind of more industrial, militaristic side of Sigil is, where like the prisons and courts are, and it's all of this is rotating. It's atop the idea of a spindle hovering over a metaphorical land. And you can look at the spindle and you can see it. You can see the metaphor of the spindle. And you can feel free to throw up, fall down, and or mourn your insignificance in any order.
I throw up.
And you don't have too many reasons to come to the edge like this, for most people, the best answer is try not to think about it. but looking off the edge is one of those times when it's difficult. The manor house is right near the gap, and so you follow a little side street here near the edge of Sigil, and find this manor. So it's this fairly large place, kind of maybe larger than you thought. Like Sigil tends to be kind of a city that's all sort of bunched up together and closely, smashed up. But here you see this, 3 stories of old Gothic stone and towers, the size of a pretty sizable block. You see that much of the west wing is just missing. Whether it was dismantled or blown off, you're not entirely sure. So I have a little visual aid here for you. So, it's kind of a Gothic style manor, just imagine sort of part of it blown off. Okay, I'll put it on the map later. Now you can walk on it.
No, it's dark. It's dark. That's the problem.
Oh,
Can't see it out of the light.
Your feeble eyes?
My feeble eyes.
There. I'll put it closer to the light. How about that?
There we go.
That's perfect.
Who all has trouble seeing in the dark this time around?
Los and Sam.
Okay.
As always.
I just chuckle and just kind of nudge Rast with my elbow.
And then on that note, I can take you all to the map proper. So, no copyrighted music singing. Okay. And okay. Move everybody there. Awesome. And we have a glowy globe. We're gonna put that on the on the familiar here.
Yeah, so it's just
So
Wait, I can't see anything. Where am I?
You're closing your eyes, baby.
Okay, there we go. I was
zoom
just
out,
like,
scroll to the bottom.
Yeah. Stay close to me, Boone.
Yeah. Generally, Bunya is on Bond's shoulder or on his person somewhere.
Okay. Well, if you want, I can move Bunya and just have the light be on Bond. That'd probably be a little simpler.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just say that the drift globe is floating over me.
So do we want to stow Bunya for the time being?
I'll take care of him. I'll move him around if we need him.
Okay. So what you all are looking at here is the main gate to this manor. Out in front are 2 creepy looking gargoyle statues. And the main door is this 15-foot wide monstrosity. And it is has several chains laced across it, as well as several big thick metal bars that are just stuck into the stone, like permanently affixed.
So doesn't seem like we're getting through the door then.
I mean, anything's possible.
Are these
What
windows?
does the window look like?
Yeah.
So appearing in the window, you can see a very dusty hardwood floor, and you can peer into a very large hall that seems to kind of go on forever. But the window itself has big bars over it as well.
All right, I'm gonna pull at the bars
All right.
on the window.
You're just from your initial kind of testing it out, you sense that the bars are cooked into the stone, and would take a significant amount of damage to break them free and/or magic.
I'm gonna pull at them anyways.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it.
I'm gonna walk around to like the side over here and just kind of scope out the rest of the side of the building.
Okay.
If there's maybe like a different way.
So you see some more barred windows and an old cart sitting here. The building sort of continues to go around.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I'll keep looking around, see if there's anything else.
Can we roll perception?
Yeah. You spot a second door over here, Ryan. That's a smaller door that also has chains and bars on it, but they do look less formidable than the main door.
Okay.
You can all roll perception as well.
Some nice chairs in here. Books.
Books. Books.
Hey.
Well, so far there's no.
Since I'm so far away from him, I'm gonna have Bunya like squeak and get Bond's attention. Just sort of like jump up and down, and then I'm gonna have him run this way.
Bunya!
Rast and Lila, think that the building is locked up pretty tight. This side entrance looks less formidable than the main entrance, but you also notice. Hold on. You also notice that. So like the first floor of this wing of the house is somewhat intact, but up above the first floor, it's mostly gone. You see rubble up there, and that there might be a possibility of getting in from the top if you were to explore in that direction as well.
It's like possible, like a way we could climb in.
Yeah, so if you were to climb up on top of the first floor, there's a whole bunch of rubble, and one would think that there might be a way through the rubble as well. But this door does seem like it is possible to break it down, given enough force, time, and effort.
Okay.
How tall is the building?
So this west side is just one story now because the rest of it got exploded. The other side is 3 stories plus some towers and things, so it's pretty tall.
Barge our shoulders together, Bond.
Now, I do love breaking down doors, but should we damage the Epicurean properties?
We can replace their.
The building's pretty messed up,
Yeah, that's going to require a lot of renovation, anyways. Okay.
So if Bon and Craig want to give it a shot together, they may. Brian, do you want to give me a strength check?
Dang.
All right. So you guys, go 1, 2, 3 into the door, And you notice that the door itself is is like a hardwood door, and you manage to kind of get that to sort of crack a bit, but the bars and chains don't really budge. They seem like they need to be broken, like with a hammer or some sort of formidable weapon or explosives, because they're just big, thick chains and bars.
What's the rest of the building made of? Is it stone?
Yeah, it's stone.
Yes, well, rest. You should just burn that door down.
Could do that.
The bars are in your way, though.
Yeah, take your hammer and just start.
You have acid too.
Do you have acid? Could try that, but let's.
All right,
stop being smart, Bon.
Yeah.
I just know what I know he can do. He's my brother. I know he burns things and he dissolves things with acid. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But I'll make an attack.
Okay.
Did I meet the door's AC?
So you don't have to roll to hit the door. You just have to roll damage. All right. So you deal a small amount of damage to the bars. You kind of put a dent in one.
Do I need to just keep attacking it?
And the rest of you the rest of you notice that like that loud clang kind of echoes in the neighborhood. You might attract a lot of attention that way.
Well, I go for another one because I don't.
Okay, you're chipping away at it.
I mean, if someone can tell me to do otherwise, I'm gonna keep banging at it.
You get it, baby. You knock down that door.
Yeah, while they're doing it, I'm gonna try and while he's whacking away, I'm gonna try and climb up the side of the building to like the upper part. Or actually, you know, I'm gonna send Bunya up there.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Mike, where am I? Where's Lila located?
Where is Lila located?
Because I can't see anything. Or
let me move you. So everybody's over at the far left, in the middle.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Welcome to the
yeah,
party.
you need light too.
Yeah, I gotta stick by this little glowing weasel. He's real important to me.
Well, no, it's actually I'm carrying the drift globe now, so you just got to stay with me. You can actually, and you can occupy any of our spots.
Yep, because I'm small. I've got that gnomish halfling quixiness.
So you sent Bunya up top, and you think that Bon, with maybe about like 10 more hits, will break down this door. He breaks away like at the chains first. They go pretty quick, but the bars themselves, like he's like clang, 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 and you know he's got one of the bars almost free.
Cool. I'll say okay, that's enough fun. Let's try something else. I'm gonna take one of my alchemical acid.
I mean, Bon is encouraged by the fact that one of the bars is almost free. Like he's basically got this done.
I mean, how many more bars?
Am I?
I don't know. I'm just trying to
I mean,
plant ideas in your head.
I'm willing to keep hitting it, but I also I do defer to my smarter brother because I'm pretty stupid.
This is true.
Yeah, I will. I'll throw some acid at it. See if that'll dissolve the what do you call them?
So it does 2d6 acid damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So you throw some acid onto these bars, and with another clang of Boone's hammer, he can break them free. They just were, pretty solidly melded into the stone below, and you kind of clear those away, and you hear this sort of like distant voice coming up the street, a man's voice saying, like, "Hey, what's going on over there?"
Is the door open?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone inside. I say everybody inside.
Okay, let me
We're to
move.
sneak inside. All right.
Let me move the.
No! Oh no!
Wrong button. There we go. So everybody sneaks inside.
Yeah. And as we're doing that, I'm gonna grab any of like the metal pieces or like the chains and scoot those into the building as well.
Mhm.
And then once everybody's inside. Oh. What I'm gonna do is from my robe of useful items, I'm gonna pull off the iron door patch. And I'm gonna fix it to the doorway, and then I'm gonna bar it from the inside.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I give you the
Rast
point of
gets inspiration.
Holy sh! That is beautiful.
That's excellent.
I feel like the party members are also equally as stunned by that. Because we're too dumb.
You all jump in, and Bunya can talk, right? Because it's familiar.
He cannot talk. No, I can talk to him telepathically, but he can't.
Oh, but he can tell you like what he saw, basically.
I can see through his eyes. He can't tell me. I can tell him commands, but he can't talk back to me.
Okay. So as you guys rush inside, Bunya comes back, to you, and you have seen the top of the first floor here, which is just littered with rubble and big pieces of wall that have collapsed in and fallen down. There's not an obvious big giant hole in the roof, but you think given time you could move enough stones out of the way, possibly. So that's what you learned from Bunya. All right, don't get too far ahead of yourselves, people.
I'll give him a little head scritch, and I'll put him on Bond's shoulder.
You all break into this doorway, smashing iron and chains and wood out of your way, and a magic iron door is put in its place. But once the dust sort of starts to settle, I mean everything's covered in dust, but once the dust starts to settle, you hear this sort of voice on the wind, and it says, seal it off, keep the demons out. And you all kind of get a chill stepping into this place. You kind of start to realize one of the things that has kept people out of here. And I want you all to make a wisdom save.
Ooh. Very easily done.
Great. Smartest person in the group fails.
Hey!
Okay, so this will be interesting. So the smart person, knows to be afraid, and everyone else is too oblivious. But essentially, for a few moments here, Rast has the afraid effect on him, and is afraid of the house itself. So you all get inside and the dust settles, and then Rast starts to kind of freak out a little bit.
I pull the bar off the door.
Yeah, Rast is like scratching at the door. Does the rest of the team stop him, or do they just let him run?
Oh no, sorry. For some reason I was muted. I as soon as he goes kooky, I grab him. A grapple. Just a big stone bear hug.
I try and break out of it, obviously, because I am afraid.
I use my divine sense. See if I can detect anything.
So Bond is certainly strong enough to hold Rast down, but it doesn't stop Rast from like clawing for the door.
Did you roll against me?
Did you roll some athletics?
26.
Am I doing? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Athletics.
I can't beat that.
You could get a natural 20.
I think I would still be lower with a natural 20. Wait, what am I doing? Am I doing
Athletics
and then-
or acrobatic. Either one, whatever's higher.
Let's try acrobatics. Okay, no, you're holding.
Yeah, Rest is just clawing and clawing for the door, but he's not getting anywhere. So Bryant,
one thing really well.
so you know the location of any that is not behind total cover, so it doesn't see through walls. Let's say that Sir Craig gets a strong sense of the undead and gets a strong sense of this sort of heebie-jeebie vibe going around him, but he's not seeing anything that is specifically undead within his line of sight. But he gets the sense that the entire house is somehow imbued with this energy.
I just get out my greatsword and I'm just like totally ready to rumble, pumped up, and ready.
So, Rast calms down after a few moments and comes to his senses. But I mean, I think that especially for someone who's intelligent, Rast is, the idea that this is a bad idea coming in here, I would say is pretty kind of made its way into his head. But, Rast can soldier on now, but it's just knowing that there's something big and there's something bad here. And this is not a smart plan.
I keep hugging him.
It's fine. It's fine, Bond. I'm okay now.
Oh, well,
Calm me down.
You guys talk strategy here in the hallway at all? Any thoughts?
I'll just say this feels like a bad idea. But we also don't have any other money. So
Yeah, I gave my last silver to that commode boy.
My one and only silver.
So let's just take it slow.
Right.
I'm just gonna barge
So-
into this next room.
All right, okay.
So let's see some perception checks.
Oh, good. -1.
Hey, natural
Oh,
20.
good.
And a
Oh,
A critical failure. Wow,
Hold on.
these
I
rolls
have
are all
bardic-
over the place.
I have lucky though.
Oh, what's that do again?
Oh yeah, you get to reroll ones.
Get to reroll 1. I have to go with this one though.
So Sir Craig and Lila pick up on a couple of things. To the north of you, you hear some kind of distant wind, like wind through cracks of stone or coming in, but you know that Sigil doesn't really have wind per se. Like it doesn't have weather necessarily. But you are picking up some wind coming from the north of you. To the south, you hear some kind of clattering, something kind of like maybe rustling around. But Craig and Rast know that the sound of cooking is coming from the south of you, like someone moving around the kitchen and banging pans around and lifting cups and all the sounds of a kitchen in use. And the wind is coming strongest from right in front of you, above you.
With Bunya, he has keen senses.
Mhm.
And I want him to smell. Can he smell cooking? Can he smell food being made?
No, he cannot.
Okay. So that's okay. I'm not going to say what it is because Bond will freak out. So let's just head to the north and follow the wind.
So these rooms up above you here have been collapsed by big pieces of wall, and there's not an obvious way through. But you can feel free to think around this, but essentially, like big pieces of exterior wall have fallen in to these rooms and sort of blocked the most obvious ways of entry.
And it looks totally like too heavy to move or squeeze through or anything.
You guys think that you might be able to squeeze in through the cracks there, like kind of in between some stones? Who wants to try to squeeze through?
I could do it.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah,
jam me on in here.
Do you have like a torch to give?
Yeah, like a torch or something.
Yeah, take the drift globe.
Oh,
So-
thank you.
Be careful.
So he climbs. So she climbs in and starts to kind of like make a little path, and a little ways in, Layla puts her hand into sand, warm sand.
Guys, there's a she shouts back. Guys, there's some hot sand out here. I'm not sure if you've ever been to a desert, but I don't think that there's one in the sigil. Is there?
No, definitely not.
You can go further.
I'm gonna keep going. And
Okay.
then so I just go through here.
Yeah. All right. So Layla disappears.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna take over Bunya's senses. See through.
Yeah, I was just, and I'm
that.
gonna, since he goes blind and deaf when that happens, I'm just gonna like cradle Rast like a baby.
And then I'll send Bunya in there also.
Okay. Bunya also disappears. How far does the link go?
I believe it goes. Hold on.
It's pretty far.
It's pretty far.
It's like 124 more feet, I think.
100
feet.
100 feet.
Okay. You lose connection with Bunya.
Oh God. Well, I guess in for a penny.
Yes. So.
All right. So is everyone gonna crawl through?
Yeah.
Will I fit?
Great.
Yeah. You can fit. They kind of like plotted the course for you and moved a few rocks out of the way. So, let me grab you all here. Please hold. Okay.
Oh, are we in a new place? What?
So, we'll give Lila a chance to act since she was in here for a little bit before everyone else.
For 50 years.
Okay.
So
What's this?
So
There's a
Sam,
fire?
it's a like an old campfire that's going out,
Okay.
or that's like cold. It's not recent. So looking behind you, you see some remnants of the house. Like the same chunks of wall you were crawling between before exist also in this world. And in front of you, there is just a vast desert of huge cresting wave-like hills, and there's just sand being torn everywhere by these harsh, hot winds. And the you look around and you just have like no immediate concept of where the hell you are, except in a big ass desert. What
Well, this is like my natural. So I'm just gonna walk out a few feet and just let that dirt and wind wash over me.
Well, I just want to see what Sam does kind of as his first reactions before everyone arrives.
Got it.
And then a weasel jumps out.
So the sand's really hot, right?
Oh yeah, it's hot.
All right. Let's see. Is it hot enough to hurt, or just like it just is a hot sand?
You think that if you had bare feet, you would have a real bad time.
Dang, I should have been casting dancing lights this whole time.
Yeah, that would have been helpful.
So that's what.
It's super bright here, so you don't have to worry about
So-
light at the moment.
Yeah. So Lila lands in this desert land and she looks around and she goes, "Ah, light! I could have cast dancing light this whole time. I took this class in college."
All right, and after that, you see Bunya crawl out from under and look very confused and perturbed.
Oh, sweetie, over here. Listen, don't put your little toesies on the sand. It's too hot.
Bunya does indeed test the sand and does not approve. So from up above you, Sam, you hear the winds pick up in a kind of distinctive way until the wind seems to be coming right at you. And down from the sky, you see a huge, whirling, wispy creature appear, just sort of like slam into the sand. Does a superhero landing. Sand goes everywhere around it, and it says, "Do you speak Aran?"
I do comprehend languages.
But that would have to be a spell you have to cast.
Should I?
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. I think that she would probably, in an effort of getting along, I think Lila would probably immediately cast comprehend language.
All right, so it's at this point that the rest of the party filters through. So Rast, Bon, and Sir Craig, they pop out, and you all see Bunya and Lila here in this desert as I described it, and this air elemental is just sort of swirling in place and speaking in Aran, if anyone speaks Aran. And you see Lila speak, starting to cast a spell.
I speak Aran.
Okay.
Are you gonna shout that at me as I'm casting this spell?
I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I just see you casting a spell. What is it talking like as we're standing, as we come through? Is it speaking?
Yeah, it's speaking as we come through.
What's it saying?
So you catch kind of the second half of what it says, which is, none are allowed to pass through this place. Turn back creatures, or else give us the code, or you will be smoten.
Well.
So Lila picks up the kind of last half of that as well as comprehend languages picks in, and this Aran, after it says that, it says, "Very well, you shall be destroyed." You can feel free to roll initiative, speak, or do what you wish, but roll initiative. So the planar beings of the party, specifically Bon and Rast, you have an innate sense that you're closer to home. If you wish to roll Arcana or like intuition, what's that called?
Insight.
Insight. You may to get a better sense of where you're at. And anyone can make that roll if they wish. Okay, Lila. Oh.
Okay, so none of us.
Very arcanic.
I kind of have an idea.
Yeah. Rast knows that you guys are on the elemental planes, but you're not on earth, air, or fire. You're somewhere in between.
Okay. Interesting.
Something that people of the Arcana knowledge would know as the para-elemental planes. So Lila has the opportunity here to turn this around, and or get first strike.
Oh, you say it. Okay, I can communicate with this thing.
Yeah, because you understand. Oh wait, you can't speak in the language, can you?
I can't speak in the language, but I can use magic
dance.
Yes.
Friends.
I like Friends, but no, I'm going to use enthralling performance. I can charge my performance with a seductive fey magic. And
You have to perform for at least a minute.
No, it's a
What?
number of, and it's humanoids.
Bummer. Okay, then I won't do that.
Just do
Yeah. That would take a little bit too long in this situation.
Let me see. Oh, crap.
It's just an air elemental. You can take it.
Do I want to?
I want to.
All right. Well, then I'm going to do Mantle of Inspiration.
Ooh, your skills and spells really have long descriptions.
Yes, they do.
One use of the bardic inspiration. Choose a number of creatures that you can see. Give them 5 temporary hit points. Ah, nice. 8 temporary hit points.
Yeah, I'll give you guys 8 temporary points. So I just look over and I say, "Get them, boys!"
Does that
And,
include yourself?
You cut off there, Sam.
I just give everyone a wink
Sorry.
and say, "Get them, boys," and that's what I do. I start singing my little song.
We
So
all
that's
I
a
don't think
bonus.
it includes myself.
We all get 8. Yeah. Choose a number of creatures you can see. I don't know.
And I'll sit back here.
Oh shit! And can immediately reaction to move its speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Yep.
So we can now just move.
Right.
Oh well. I'm gonna move up here. Just be ready.
Can you move that far?
I have 40 feet of movement. Yeah.
Sand is difficult terrain, but not for you, I think, right?
Yeah, I have that walking on earth thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone got a free move, and then, like I said, the sand is difficult terrain. So, Bryant, if you want to step into the sand, it just costs double.
Okay.
And that makes it Bond's turn.
Well, I'd like to rage. All right, so I'm gonna make this circle around. So this is my Stormcaller aura, and
Mhm.
anything in that, I'll show you. Well, let's do a couple things.
Did everybody pick the most complicated characters for this one shot?
Nope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely did. I did that on purpose.
Oh,
No,
Jesus,
so I
so many
rage.
words.
Well, no, it's. I mean, the only thing that you need to. I mean,
Yeah, I'm reading.
I know. I know what it does, but the thing is, so 3. When this effect is activated, all creatures take 3 fire damage. And I would imagine that's every turn, right? Not just once.
I would assume
Or-
it's probably each round on your turn.
Yeah. And then I'm going to hit him with my hammer.
Okay, that's a hit.
And
And you have a magical weapon, yes? Okay.
yep. So it does 15.
Okay, you do 15 damage to the air.
Plus the 3 from the fire.
Yes, I got the 3.
So how does that look to me?
Well, I mean, you are striking a sort of ephemeral air creature, but I imagine that unlike swinging a hammer through regular air, that the magic hammer actually does connect with something in there, and it's not like hitting a post. It's like hitting Jello.
All right. Well, that's
Air elemental. The elemental says, I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me, and whirlwinds. So make a DC 13 Strength saving throw.
Boop. Not worried about it.
Okay,
I also have advantage.
you do. From what?
Yeah, rage gives
Oh,
me
nice.
advantage on all strength saving throws.
Okay. All right. So on failure and then on success, half the damage and isn't flung away. So, so you take
What kind of damage?
Bludgeoning.
bludgeoning.
Oh, then that's halved again. Because I'm raged, so it's
So
resistant.
19 double half, so 5 damage.
Pop my neck.
Oh, and
It doesn't really do anything.
yeah, and Los, the elemental moved into your space.
Bring it.
When it cast whirlwind. Just FYI.
All right. Well, I'm just kind of like bearing down. The sand is like whipping around me.
Rest.
Well, definitely don't want to do the thing that I was gonna do. 'Cause,
Burn him!
I'll take out my crossbow and try and not hit Vaughn.
God damn it.
Good luck with that.
I feel like you're at disadvantage.
The elemental's big, so it's
There's a lot of air. A lot of air to hit.
It's a lot of air, but unless your crossbow is magical, you're not going to do very much to it.
Yeah, no, it is not. It's +1 crossbow. Actually, does it moving into a space? Does it like sort of like grappling him? Because it's like
No,
swirling
it's not a physical being strictly. It can like move through any spaces it wants, so it's just around him.
Okay. Well, where is that thing?
Third order.
Yeah.
Is there like a tracker, Mike, that I can put? Because I can rage for a minute.
Yeah. So there's a turn tracker in the turn order. So every time we go past it, I'm gonna add one to it.
Cool.
Okay, so I guess I am going to cast Produce Flame at the air elemental.
Okay.
17 hit.
Yes.
12 damage. 12 fire damage.
All right. Next is Sir Craig.
All right, so it's difficult terrain, so we use up twice as much.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's 6th level.
I'll take
by
a
the way.
swing at him.
Oh, is it?
That's it.
Level.
All right.
And that's a magic weapon. Okay. All right. Do you have more than one attack, Bryant?
Yeah, I believe he gets an extra attack at level 5.
Oh shit! I think I did too. Whatever.
Yeah, extra attack level 5. So let's go.
New characters. Bad at remembering.
This is our practice run. That's a hit.
I just was so angry I forgot that I could attack twice.
So angry.
So much rage.
All right. This air elemental's looking dissipated. It doesn't bleed.
Ugh. I don't trust things that don't bleed.
Indeed, you don't. How's that going to affect your performance here, Bon?
Yeah, well, that's probably why I only attacked once.
Okay, it's Lila's turn, Sam.
All right, so Lila's pretty ready, and I'm reading all my spells, and I realize that having low wisdom is fucking terrible.
Why? What are your what spells?
Vicious. What is it? Vicious insult, which is what I was thinking.
Vicious mockery.
Vicious mockery is a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, but then they have to roll their wisdom against charisma.
Against my charisma.
Yeah, your charisma is your casting thing. For all your
Then
spells.
shit. Yeah, I'm gonna viciously mock the fuck out of this thing. Then
What do you say?
This is cheerleader mocking time.
Yeah. Let's see. She says, "I seen Twister, and that you ain't no good tornado. All right, you ain't. I'm gonna say Bill Pullman on you."
That's excellent. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
It sure does. It has to figure out what Twister is.
I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. I think that's probably a fail. What's your save on your spells?
It's the top of your spell sheet.
It's 14.
All right. So he takes 1d4 psychic and has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes.
It's 2d4.
2d4. So roll 2d4.
You have did I not put a attack card for you in that?
Oven right now.
Okay, cool. I don't think I did.
So just slash R 2d4. Okay, so that's 5.
Is luck every single time I roll?
No,
No,
it's just
only on
stat.
d20s.
Yeah, only d20s. Okay.
Does it die? Please say it dies because it's so insulting.
It's very ashamed, but it's not dead because it can't understand what you're saying because it doesn't speak your language.
That doesn't matter.
But it does hurt its feelings.
It does have a feel.
Yeah, it just picks up a tone of your voice and. Yeah.
All right, Carlos is whacking away.
Just
So that's
no.
all right, the hammer gets caught up in the wind and lands over here. Whee!
No. Well, I'm gonna use my action to burn it.
Use what?
My bonus action to burn it for 3 damage.
All right, excellent.
And then
minus 3.
I'm gonna walk
and-
over.
Wait, hold on. No. I'm going to cast Bountiful Luck on...
Oh shit! Oh shit! Yep. Good call.
So that's a reaction, I'm guessing.
It's a reaction. So I can't use Lucky for the rest...
Until
Of
you're
the turn.
the end of your until you hit the end of his turn.
All right. So that is so 15 and 11.
Oh, here's the storm aura.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, Sam, I think that you see Bon, and he's sort of swinging wild, and he's like just about ready to let his hammer fly. But give him a little cheer. Give him a little cheer to egg him on.
2, 4, 6, 8. That's as high as you can count. Go, Bond!
and
only the even.
and at that, Bon, shifts his balance, turns around, and takes a proper swing.
Woo, goodbye.
All right. So the air elemental is very peeved at Bon, who has been a very bad boy, very uncooperative. All right, so it's going to slam him twice.
He's at disadvantage.
All right, so I'll take that as one. So 12. Does that hit Bon?
Oh no.
Oh, but the second attack is not a disadvantage.
No, it's not.
It's 21 hits, right?
But either one, yeah, that definitely hits
Okay. You take 12 bludgeoning.
me. 6.
And he's going to step a little bit out here. And it is Spunya, Skip, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Rest.
He just chitters.
All right, this thing's on its last legs, Rest. Did you account for your temporary hit points that you got from the song?
I've lost 6 hit points total of real hit points.
All right, I'm gonna throw another produce flame.
Ho ho!
Ho 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 ho. And 8.
All right. All right, that is enough. You see the air elemental become wreathed in fire and dissipate into a little whirlwind into the sky.
I'm gonna wipe the froth. Yeah, I'm gonna wipe the froth from my mouth and stop raging. And you just see this aura of fire that has been like spinning around me just dissipate into the dust.
All right, Frothy. You all have a chance to take account and take a little breather. So you see that there is a path back into the ruins, back into the house. You know, crawling back in the way you came. But let me hear your initial reactions to, you know, the air elemental's gone. You're in this crazy, weird desert place.
We don't see anything of note nearby.
There's just sand.
Other than the fire.
Yeah, other than this little fire pit.
Yeah, I'll come over with Bond to the fire pit and just sort of. Does there look like there's anything else? Just a remnant camp or like footprints? Or...
There's just remnants, ancient remnants. And if just a couple of moments pass as you all just catch your breath, you begin to see a vision.
Oh, nice.
On the far side of the fire, there appears an older-looking man, and he seems like a little bit of a mirage, or not quite entirely there. And you see him kind of like, you sort of catch the last part of him saying something a little bit pleadingly. And you see he's kind of a middle-aged guy. He seems a little bit like stressed out and a little at the end of his rope. And as the mirage starts to take form more completely, you see someone that you actually all recognize. You see Hadia al-Jahani, who is the Jinn judge of the Pangusticon, is talking to Owen. And she's kind of scaled herself down into human size from her normal, gigantic size. And, as fans of the show, you all recognize her immediately. And Hadia says, "You're going to lose. Your life is just a blink of an eye to him." And the man pleads with her, "Well, help me then." "I am helping you." And you see him sort of gather himself, and he says, "Hadia, I wish for you," and she stops him. No, do not. And you see her start to grow in size and become darker in shape and hue. And she just says, don't even dare, insolent mortal." And she turns her back to him, and she starts to sort of calm down and resumes her small size. And he reaches out and he puts a hand kind of tentatively on her shoulder. And she actually sort of leans into him for a moment and just shakes her head. It's too late. You'll have your door guarded. That should be enough. And the two of them disappear.
Mhm.
During that
door
time,
guarded?
Bon has slowly backed up away from the spooky ghost vision and clutching Bunya to his chest.
Did she say you'll have your door?
Your door will be guarded. That should be
Your
enough.
door will be guarded. That should be enough. That should be weird.
Well, I hope she doesn't find out that we tore off that last door.
Yeah, I wanna take a look at the remnant fire pit. See if is there anything. It's just a fire pit.
It's just a fire pit. It just looks as though, in the past, people have camped here from time to time, but it hasn't been used in some time. You think that the wind and the sands, would disrupt any patterns that are, at all recent, if they weren't like absolutely fresh.
All right. I'll say, all right, let's head back. Let's head back through the house. I think that's all we're gonna find on this side.
Yeah. I like using spells. I never. Crack Sizzle does not use his. He's not a fancy kind of guy. It's different because like I'll definitely get killed. Like all those attacks that the wind thing was doing would have totally killed her. Like Lila would have dropped. It's good to have a tank that isn't a bird.
Hollow bones.
Yeah.
So you guys return back to the dusty manor, and something that you all notice is the footprints that you've left so far. Kind of coming from the door and into this way. You've left a little path in the dust, and these hardwood floors seem fairly well preserved. I mean, they definitely could use a little bit of finish and a little bit of cleaning up, but the floors themselves are surprisingly still kind of nice. So any reactions or thoughts upon returning to Sigil and crawling out of that hole? I mean, what the hell was that?
I don't know. There's some type of tear between the planes. I wonder if that was something that was there previously, or if it's something that happened once the damage to the house occurred.
Ugh, wizards.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Sigil is the city of doors, so it's not that surprising.
This is true. So to your right, to the east, you all see some more dust and debris down this hallway, and as you recall, to the south, you heard the sounds of cooking.
We don't see any Idler footprints or anything. Just around.
No, it looks like no one's been in here in some time.
Well, let's go check out that cooking sound, guys.
Are we gonna check out the cooking zone?
Yeah, I think so. Let's just head in.
So
see
it's this
what
way.
Is it that way?
Yeah, down to the south here.
Oh, okay.
Is the door unlocked?
The door is unlocked. Okay.
Then I just walk through.
All right. Please hold.
I will not.
Yes.
All right. So at first you see the dusty remains of a kitchen. All right, stop moving. Stop moving. let me describe. All right, hold your horses.
Okay.
So, at first you glimpse this very dusty, empty, dry kitchen that you see before you on the map. But with each passing moment, the vision, the memory of what it was starts to come to life, and you step into just this swirl of warmth and color and flavor, and several people are at work in the kitchen. You see like a middle-aged woman seems to be the chef in charge, and she's directing her staff at their tasks. And a younger girl, like a teenage girl, is sort of at her side, and you sort of sense their relationship, and they're working together. And you see the older woman is just sort of like calling out to her staff and saying, don't let that burn, dear. And where are my onions? And they're sort of just very hard at work making a meal. And they don't acknowledge your presence when you first walk in the door.
Where are they?
Interesting. So
there's like there's some like working over here, and they're working by the stove, and as you sort of like step further into the kitchen, the woman who's in charge, she sort of looks to you all and says, "Dinner's not ready, dears. Dinner's not ready. Please, out of the way, please, out of the way." And she sort of tries to shoo you out of the kitchen.
And they are actual living people, or are they like spectral people?
It's difficult to say. You can make a wisdom saving throw if you want to try to sense what is real and what is not. But your intuition tells you that your first sight of this place is empty was probably true.
Right.
Yeah, you sense that there are apparitions in this room. So as Bon sort of makes his way through the kitchen, sort of getting in the way of things, the woman appears, and she sort of starts to shoo Bon away, like shoo, out of the way. This is not the time.
So he scoots up into the corner, and I think there's a spooky skeleton.
There's a spooky skeleton in the corner. And you see that the woman is becoming very upset that you all are intruding in her space.
I'll just say, "Madam, calm down. We're not just taking a look around. We're inspectors. Just taking a look around. Don't mind us. Carry on from the health department, making sure everything's in tip-top shape around here."
Fine. Dinner's not ready though, so out, scoot.
What are we cooking tonight?
She says, "Can't you? There's roast for dinner. And the young woman looks at her and says, "There's no more roast, Mom." And she says, "Well, we'll make do. Just all of you out.
Where would you like us to wait?
In the dining hall, of course. Dining hall.
And which door is that, ma'am?
Out the door and to the right. Other end of the house. East wing.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, we'll I'll step out of the room and say, "Bon, come on. Get up."
Is there anything on this skeleton?
It's actually two skeletons holding each other.
Two skeletons!
Yeah, I'll have Bunya next to him.
Is there anything
Support creatures.
is there anything interesting? Is it just two skeletons?
It is just two skeletons. you see the woman. She sort of stalks up to Bon, and she seems to be sort of getting a little larger and a little bit more irate. And she says, "What are you doing in my kitchen?"
Nothing. Nothing. I'm leaving.
You guys shut the door behind you,
Yeah, I think so.
and so the sounds continue.
All right. Well,
So
we'll need to. I think that's
Are these rocks right here?
These?
Yeah.
Yes, rubble.
I'm gonna like
the ceiling cave
shoo
in, or-
people out the door, like in front of the door, and then I'm gonna start just moving some of that rubble in front of that door, just stacking it.
Okay. All right. Oof.
Yeah, so this is you're in the West Wing, and so the higher upper levels of the West Wing have all been destroyed, and so some of the rubble from that has fallen down into this.
So
onto this
is
floor.
there like second floor access
No,
if we had a ladder?
there is no second floor.
Yeah.
Oh, it got
it's
blown
gone.
More.
Got it. Got it.
I think that those beings are a bit above our skill level. We might need to.
And our pay grade.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
so
I mean, you are being paid to clear this place out.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the dining hall. We can see what's up.
Yeah,
like if
we'll,
the dinner's crazy, we
Yeah,
might be
let's
able to
take a
clear
look
them
and
out.
see. We can always come back here and I guess murder some ghosts later.
All right.
Re-murder.
So gathering here. Let's pause for a moment.
Okay.
You see some more debris that has fallen up from the upstairs. There's one door right there and a second door right here. Leading back kind of towards the kitchen and towards who knows where. But there's not any immediate sound or action happening in them. So those are available. And then you also see that up ahead of you to the kind of upper right, that there is a passageway that opens up.
Okay. Mike, can we pop Bunya's icon away, at least for the time being?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Oh, I want to
Crom-
cast.
He's with Bond.
Bond, just in my
Yeah.
inventory.
Makes it a little simpler. What would you like to cast, Sam?
Dancing lights.
So it sheds light, dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Mhm.
But 4 lights.
4 lights within range, making them there's torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs that hover in the air.
Or you can make it into a vaguely humanoid.
Actually, yeah, you can do it so that you have a humanoid or like a U-sized light around you.
Yeah, you just glow. You emanate.
You shed light.
All right, that's what I want to do.
All right, you are lit.
You look like Dolly Parton. You're just like a lit up angel. Angel of light.
A national treasure.
Let me
Cool. All right,
try
so what do we
and
think?
reveal these doors a little bit here so that you can see them. There we go.
Perfect. This is so
Left or
useful. I love it. Let's
You
go.
can make much more light. You can make 4 10-foot radius lights.
Yeah,
around.
but I think I just want to Dolly Parton and kind of look like this to the ghosts when they see me. So let's go right.
Like up here.
Sure.
There's some stairs.
All right.
Are those collapsed?
Yeah, so you guys see a couple things. So right here is a stairwell that has collapsed from up above. And like a big piece of
way
exterior
up.
wall has just crushed this thing. There's no way up, and there's nothing up there at the moment. But to your further right, you see it opens up into the grand hall. So the grand hall, like the ceiling in this place, is just impossibly high. It goes up all 3 stories and a little bit more to this very ornate arched ceiling that is so far above you. And this is the kind of grand hall that exists in fancy people's houses, not common folk like yourselves. And far up into the arch rafters, you see that there's to the south of you, kind of on the second floor, there's a balcony that exists, a little gallery towards the front door. And then even higher up, kind of over your heads, there's a 3rd story balcony that's kind of on the back side of the room there. You take note of a long, cold fireplace on the right side of the wall, flanked by 2 suits of armor and some old carpet and just dust everywhere.
Spawn, don't touch those, Spawn. Don't touch the armor.
Is that anything, or is that just flavor? Is there
What?
like a book up there on the fireplace?
It's just flavor. There's
I was just wondering.
there's some crap on top of the fireplace.
Okay. Looking around.
As you guys enter the hall, you start to notice that it's just so empty, and it's just like, echo, hello. Every footstep that you take is just like clack, 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 clack.
Okay. I want to stand kind of in the middle, square in the middle of this room as I can. And I want to cast Detect Magic around me to see if anything pops up.
Within 30 feet of you.
Yeah, so like basically in this room, anywhere in this room.
So you
It's the
detect
magic dust mote that's 35 feet away.
faint aura around any creature that bears magic, meaning school of magic, if any. So you note that the main entrance door, this big, 15-foot wide door that's at the main entry, is enchanted with some kind of magic. You also take note that the 2 suits of armor on either side of the fireplace are enchanted as well. You don't sense any other specific magic, but you do. How long does it last?
10 minutes.
Concentration up to 10 minutes. So I'm going to keep concentrating on it. And as we move through the house, I'm going to continue to concentrate.
So, do we know what school of magic the armor is, or does he know what school of magic the armor is?
Enchantment. And you pick up on an illusion as the doors to the Great Hall open. Outside of the Great Hall, you see there's a center, like a smaller door, because like when you have a 15-foot wide, 20-foot tall, 300-pound door, you don't really want to open it. So there is a sub door inside the door that's more human sized. You see that open up, and outside you see that the garden in front of the house is lush and green, very much unlike what you saw before. And you see two people walk in. You see a young man who very much resembles the middle-aged older man that you saw in your previous vision, as well as where did he go? Oh shoot! Please hold. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. All right, I'm going to use this guy for the time being. So you see him walking with a deep gnome at his side as they enter the room, and the deep gnome you recognize. Well, I mean, certainly the PCs would recognize, and possibly B Team here, if they had ever been to Gabbett, Garneth, and Ganzel's mystical fineries. You recognize Ganzel, the deep gnome necromancer. And their voices carry in the hall. And Ganzel says, "So, this is what retirement looks like, huh?" And Owen says, "Don't be so dour, man. You could stay here and hang out." And Ganzel says, No offense. I think I'd go crazy being stuck in one place." And Owen replies, "Even Sigil? The most interesting place in the universe? You're going to be an adventurer forever, aren't you?" And Ganzel just sort of rolls his eyes. Ganzel, he says, "Humies, always in a rush. Can't wait to get started, can't wait to call it quits." And you see that the man kind of winces at that. "Forget it. Just tell me when you get bored. You're ready for some serious work." So the two of them kind of linger and look up at the hall and kind of wonder at it for a moment.
They don't react to us being there. Like we're seeing an illusion, like some type of something, like a projection of some kind.
You think that you are seeing some kind of illusion or projection of some kind, but you are not sure one way or the other. Like they haven't acknowledged you at this point.
So Vaughn's gonna walk up to him, it's like try to touch him.
To which one?
Owen.
And he you see him, take stock of you, and he says, what is this about?"
I'll say, don't mind my friend. I'm sorry to. Is this your home?
"It is now. Can you believe it?"
I mean, it's a beautiful place.
It's not that beautiful.
Fun.
Listen, there's work to be done. All right.
It's pretty dirty.
The gnome crosses his arms and says, "You're telling me. Talk about musty, right?"
How did you come to acquire this?
Oh, Ganzel. Can you believe they call us adventurers? And Ganzel just kind of shrugs and, says, "It's a living."
I'm like, Bon is very confused, and he's looking over to Rast for guidance because he doesn't really understand what's happening.
And so with detect magic, nothing is happening?
These are an illusion, yes.
Yeah, there are illusions. They're pretty decent illusion if you can interact with them like this.
Not that decent. They don't recognize Dolly Parton.
See what.
You see, they're starting to fade. So anything that you'd like to ask them, now is the time.
Do you know that genie girl?
Genie?
Yeah, what was her name? God, what was the name?
We wrote it down. Hotspa.
He says, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Not yet, you don't. Wink.
That sort of confuses him, and he fades a little quicker, and the two of them are sort of like drift toward the door and disappear.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Well, something happened here. I was just not quite sure what yet. Well,
Do you think it's a vision of the past? Like a yearbook, but a whole house.
yeah, it's this house was built by Jostins.
Yeah.
By what?
That's a
By
deep high school,
Jostins.
that's a deep high school cut.
I appreciate that. As a high school teacher, I really...
As a former yearbook staff, that was good for me.
Man, that is so over my head.
Yeah. Well, trying to see if I can. So I am getting an enchantment vibe off of those suits of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a feeling about what those are. I have a feeling there's something that need to be
Smashed.
Yeah, why don't you give one of those things a good whack? It's fun.
All right.
Does he need to make an attack roll? I think just because it's not moving, he just.
Why don't you go ahead and make an attack roll? Oh yeah. All right. Bon picks a fight with the armor, and he knocks its helmet around and sets it spinning, and the armor, the two suits of armor come to life.
Nah.
Initiative.
What?
They picked a fight. I couldn't help it.
But we have to clear the house.
We're supposed to clean.
Look at that roll.
Oh, God damn it.
Man, Lila is fast.
There we go.
She gets off the block.
They did get hit in the face, so.
I did get a surprise attack.
So Lila gets 23, so that's pretty awesome. Who's not in the turn order? Daniel or Craig? Craig of Daniel?
We should have taken a rest, guys.
You guys barely got hurt. Fine.
No, it's fine. No big deal. But
Spell slots? We're down on spell slots.
I'm really, really weak on this. No, I'm fine. We're fine. We're
Yeah,
ready to go.
it's not like bards or sorcerers or anything like that regen spell slots. All right, so Lila has the opportunity to take action as these two suits of armor come to life suddenly after being whacked in the head, unprovoked. That's harassment right there.
I mean,
He does what he's told. He's a very good boy.
I'm a good boy.
My huge, beautiful son.
Son brother.
Son brother.
Okay, let's see.
Wait, he's your son and your brother?
No.
No, he's just my sort of my brother.
He's a Souther.
Yeah.
So real quick, can these things hear? Like, do they have ears?
They are suits of armor.
So
They're
Lana's
constructs.
gonna have a hard time helping you out too much fighting. So everything requires you to hear. So I'm gonna cast Mantle of Inspiration.
How many times can you use that? Oh, is it use your bardic inspiration?
Yeah, it costs me Bardic Inspiration.
Nice. All right.
And so yeah, I'm gonna use my point of Bardic Inspiration, which I'm gonna draw from the Cheer Horn of Inspiration,
Ooh, the cheer horn.
which it just gives me an extra point of inspiration.
But
Do you have
the
Sorry, go ahead.
the thing is though, separate column is because you're now the level where bards regain your inspiration on short rest, but that item only regains it on.
Okay. Well, I'll just go ahead and use it anyway, just because I want to use it.
Right on.
And what are you saying?
Let's see. How come Bond is the only? So, come on, Daniel, get in there and give or what's his name, Craig, Sir Craig,
Sir Craig of the Daniels.
Sir Craig of the Daniels. Get in there and show them tin cans what for. And then she kind of does like that Reaper thing. Tin cans, a dime a dozen.
All right.
You get 5 extra hit points. And can...
Is that a bonus action? So you still can do
yeah,
something.
you can still attack.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to use my little hand crossbow. Whatever. Oh, man. I'll let him have it.
There you go. That's it.
Nice.
Which one are you shooting?
This one.
Okay. So it takes 6 damage. And it's armor time. All right, so the one that's close to Bon is going to rise up with its sword and attack you. And attack you.
Hey.
And critical. And deal 6 damage. That's a 6 damage critical right there.
Oh my god.
How will
Oh
you
my
survive?
god. I just shake it off. Just a little dust crumbles off me.
All right, and this one's going to move up to Sir Craig here and slam it down with its sword. 17 and 12. Looks like neither of those hit.
Really? What
Right,
kind
Brian?
of armor is he wearing?
Plate.
Damn.
All right.
18.
So the armor's attacks clang off of Sir Craig's armor, and a whole lot of nothing happens. It's Rast's turn.
Well, let's throw an alchemical acid. The one that Vaughn is engaged with. So that will be...
You
6
can throw
damage.
that far?
Sure can.
Hmm.
Thanks. So.
Dang.
Well, give me... I'm sorry. Hold, please. Never mind. I will move 5 feet. And then he needs to make a...
Don't you have to
dex
make an
save.
attack?
I don't.
Really?
No ranged attack.
It's a dex save. It's a saving throw based one.
All right.
Yep. I just pull it out,
That,
and throw it, and then you have to make a
Do you have the
dex
card for it?
save. Yeah, it's right here.
That's pretty baller. Okay, I don't think it makes a save. 10.
All right, so it takes 6 acid damage.
All right, it is Bond's turn.
No, I'm gonna bash it.
Yeah, you are. Oh,
Damn.
all right.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. So your Bond's first attack bends metal into a tiny pile of discarded aluminum foil and goes shrink. And your first attack renders the armor inert.
Oh. Well, then I'm definitely just gonna smash this one.
And then your second attack misses. Next. Sir Craig of the Daniels, you have advantage, good sir.
Are you there, Brian? Can you hear us? Yeah, I mean.
There we go.
There you have it.
Like that.
19 damage. So he puts a serious dent into this thing. What kind of weapon is Sir Craig using, Brian?
Great sword.
Yeah. So this armor is practically bent over the great sword, in half into pieces.
I'll use my second attack.
Let it be
And
so.
yell out, Justice.
Justice. That is a hit.
You roll advantage in case you get a crit.
Do you shout justice?
Yes.
All right.
I am the law.
As you shout justice and I am the law, the armor smashes into pieces onto the floor.
Is there anything left from them, like of
There's-
worth?
Pieces of armor that have been completely screwed over by hammers and greatswords.
All right. Well, let's keep looking around here.
So down here at the bottom of the room is the main great door. To the left is a door into the room that you assume that you saw before. To the
kitchen?
right is another door, and there is an opening with no door up at the northeast corner of the room.
Well, let's this door over here.
That was the kitchen, I think.
Is it the kitchen?
Well, it was one of the
think so.
doors
we
that
never
you
opened these
passed.
doors.
Like,
Yeah.
wait,
Oh,
wait,
okay.
yeah, wait, you left the kitchen and then you passed by two doors to come into this room.
Yeah, let's
Let's go
try and
there.
open that one.
All right, in here you see crates and barrels that have
Crate and
been
barrel.
long neglected and have crumbled. But you also take note. Well, let me put it this way. So you see these crates and barrels, crate and barrel. Yes, I hear it. I hear it now. And their remnants is here, but you don't see any like things spilling out of them or anything like that. But if you'd like to investigate further, you could
Yeah,
investigate further.
please allow me to investigate.
Bunch of dummies.
That's not that bad.
I'm talking about them.
Well,
Carlos, that's like that roll that not
Yeah.
0.
Zero.
Roll investigation.
Yeah, investigation.
I am going to use my inspiration point that you gave me earlier and try and re-roll that. God. And never mind.
Jesus Christ. What's happening to us?
Well, nothing in
that
here.
was stupid.
Bye.
Stupid.
All right, come back. So you take note that the contents of these containers, container store. I hear it now. Were quite picked over before they were left to rot. And you notice that there is a trap door that leads down.
Is it locked?
It is not.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's pop that baby open.
All right.
Popping open the trap door, you see that there's a ladder that leads down into some kind of a cave system.
Ooh. All right. How do you guys feel about caves?
Pretty good, except for seeing in them.
Well, stay close to Bond.
You've got 10 feet of light. What do you want? What else do you want?
True. No, that's true. I got some good luck.
I
Since
mean,
I learned that spell in the desert, I've felt very.
I mean, 10 feet of light. What else is there besides 10 feet of light?
That's true. Let's not get greedy. Here we go.
So we're climbing down into the cellar. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yep.
Okay. Please hold.
This looks just like where the Epicuriosities come to.
Oh, nice.
So,
God, what is that?
Thanos.
So in the corner of this room, sitting quite still, you see some giant creature that looks to be made of stone, and not only that, but crusted over with stone, to the point where it sort of barely moves, but as it does, like little pieces of gravel flake off of it.
I will.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I think
walk
that
right up to this stone buddy.
the two of us would kind of walk up to it and say.
He raises his head ever so slowly.
In primordial, I'll say, hello. Are you? Hopefully, he knows primordial.
What do you want?
We don't want anything. We're just adventurers. Are you all right?
Soon, I will rejoin the ancients.
Hmm.
Can we see
Knowledge.
past?
You cannot. Knowledge Arcana?
Ooh.
Oops, sorry. Wrong button.
Ew, God.
We're gonna cast Arcana, or we're doing Arcana check.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh. How did you get a? How did Brian score the highest? He's -1.
Justice.
Justice. Well, Lila has heard stories, and Sir Craig perhaps has had dreams of stone giants that they live quite a long time, but when they die, they turn to stone. And so you think that the stone giant is perhaps quite old.
Oh, Sugar, how old are you?
Far
get all weird?
too old.
Too old. Ah, hush. You just gotta get them joints moving. Get exercising. Get up and about.
He kind of stretches a little bit and moves his limbs, and he reaches down and palms a rock that's as big as your torso, and slowly picks it up.
As he's doing that, I'll sort of back up, like maybe 5 feet. Just slightly back away as he's picking a rock up.
I still have something left, I think. And you hear like rocks breaking and cracking as he starts to sort of shift and stand. Is Lila gonna back up as this thing stands up? I mean, he's freaking huge. He's like 20 feet tall.
Still trying to motivate. Yep, you're doing it.
I'm pretty brave. You got it. You got it, sugar. Don't that feel good?
I'm too dumb to. Just.
Bun and Lila are showered in gravel as this thing reaches up and stands up to its full height. You know, a full like 3 times taller than you are, and barely, you know, enough. You know, the ceiling of this cave is barely tall enough to contain it.
How'd you get in here?
He says, "It is my job. It is my purpose to maintain this place, to protect it from
The house?
from outsiders."
But the house is... Honey, that house looks terrible. You've done an awful job.
He gets angry.
So is he? Wait, is he? If he's standing now, can we see through his legs? Or are we? Is this the chain? Is this the?
Yeah, what's that dick look like?
It's giant and stony. And it looks as though this room used to be a, you know, storage room, but has kind of fallen into disrepair. And looking into his legs, you see that the walls behind him have collapsed.
Oh.
Hmm. What is this blue gem? Blue gem.
That's a budget limitation of production.
Gotcha.
It's production values. You know, you see the mats that are behind the TIE fighters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, are those the light emitting?
Yes, this is a repurposed Underdark map.
Yeah.
So he's ready to smash you all.
Really?
Unless convinced otherwise.
Okay. Is he hostile towards us yet, or is he just kind of...
He's fairly hostile.
He picked up.
Like, are we rolling initiative hostile?
we should try and talk him out of this, because don't we need this house?
You told him his house was shitty, so it's
No,
really...
we told him he's doing a bad job, but let's...
You told him that he's bad, he's doing a bad job, and he should feel bad.
Before this starts, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Lila. So you now have a +2 to your AC.
Oh, good. Thank you.
All
right.
Well, and you know, your other option is that the ladder to get back up is behind you. Ladder, boom, magic. All right. So
what do we want to do? What do we think?
the stone giant, stretches its arms out and flexes its stony muscles.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I don't know how to use all the spells. Hold on, I have a lot of good spells.
All right. Let's take 5, and you can figure out how to use your spells in the meantime.
So, should we... what do you think, guys? Should we charm? So, okay, I think we might want to split.
We might be able to beat this thing.
I don't know. I'm not too sure.
No, we might be able to. I think we could. what do we got? What do we got?
So I don't have that many damaging spells, really. That's the thing. I have like Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
That's pretty good, man. Because they're prone, then we have the attacks, and we can just hack away.
What do you think is behind this giant? Is he protecting something, or just he's protecting the house in general?
I think he's protecting something because, I mean, he's at the bottom of like a ladder. He can't get out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that he's probably guarding something, like a passageway behind him.
Because I could use suggestion and then have him try, like, ask him to move the rubble aside. So we want to kill this thing, or we want to make
I'm ready
it
to fucking murder
enslave
this
it?
thing.
Yeah, I mean, it
Or
definitely.
we can enslave it.
How long do we enslave it? I guess as long as
8 hours, or until we take damage.
Or until it takes damage.
No, if you or any of your companions damage. Oh, if we if it takes.
Yeah, if we damage it, if we like attack it, then yeah. So what are you gonna try to compel it to do?
I would.
To like reveal the treasure that it's guarding.
And say, I think you have to like tell it or suggest a course of activity. You could tell it to like move
Work
out
for
of the
us.
way and then count to 1,000,000.
Yes.
Can't you just say serve our needs for the next 8 hours?
No, because it has to be a reasonable. It has to sound reasonable.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna try and do. If that lands, that's fine. And then if it doesn't, I have a backup plan of using Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
So what's the plan? You gonna fight a stone giant?
Well, I'm gonna use suggestion.
And what are you gonna suggest, Sam? Lila.
Well, Mr. Stone Giant. Well, actually, we need to make sure that he passes the wisdom saving throw. Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Well, you're gonna tell him one way or the other, and then he's gonna agree
Okay.
one way or not.
Well, Mr. Stone Giant, I'd greatly appreciate it if you stood over to the side and let us pass by you, and go ahead and count to 786,000.
And clear the rubble.
And clear the rubble if you could.
If you would mind. You'd be a dear.
Oh,
Balls.
too smart
Fuck.
for me. Shit, dude. All right.
I don't think so.
Well,
Worth a try.
All right. Got a backup plan?
No, I'm all out of charming little tricks.
The stone giant says, "Your last chance to get out."
I
Well,
feel like it's our job, but
Wait,
I feel like this is way more we can take.
this
But
is.
maybe not.
possible.
If we just left, though, what would happen?
Well, we don't know.
We wouldn't know what's behind if there is anything behind this creature.
But so okay, this is an out of character moment conversation thing, real quick.
Mhm.
If we left, would our team of the bunch of weirdos come back to this place and come down here and fuck this thing up?
Potentially.
Possibly.
Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, maybe we leave it for the A team.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, you're the one standing in front of it. So what would you do? I mean, what would you do?
I feel like Lila would run.
Okay, all right.
I feel like Bond would rage.
Yeah. So Bond rages, and I back up to the back by the ladder.
What do you want to do, Sir Daniel? Sir Craig of the Daniels?
You back?
You take 3 damage though, Brian,
What?
because of my rage. My anger is so fiery as it's fire just starts whipping around me as I froth the mouth. And I don't know. Do I get a chance to attack him as the first action here?
You can roll initiative.
Okay.
So we're going in.
Seems like it.
Bond seems to want to.
This is not good.
Oh, great.
Why did I do this?
I don't know.
Lila's so fast as fuck. Damn.
still very, very fast.
Coming,
Lila,
coming out of
Make
the blocks, Lila just ready to go. I guess.
make him fall down laughing.
That's that'll be my first shot.
Lila is up.
Oh,
All right. So Lila's gonna take a deep breath and cast Tasha's hideous laughter.
All right.
What are you gonna? What's your?
You say, joke, laugh. It's funny.
Punchline.
Wisdom saving throw.
God damn.
Woo! Woo!
All
So
right.
Lila does a little like Andrew Dice Clay, like just a really stupid joke, but for some reason it gets to him. It really.
So at the end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, it gets to make another saving throw. But until then, it just has to
It's prone.
prone and laughing. All right.
Guys, we can still get the fuck out of here. It's
Yeah,
laying
come on.
down
Yeah,
to run.
I just used a raid. I'm all in.
I just told a joke. All right.
God, I don't know. I honestly don't know if we can take this thing.
So that's your action. So a stone giant is up, but it is laughing. It is laughing its ass off. So at the end of its turn, it makes another wisdom save
Yes.
All right.
and fails.
I wish I was high on pot news.
This is like that scene from Lethal Weapon 4.
All right, Rast is in here twice. Okay. So what's it gonna be, Ryan?
Oh God. Jesus Christ.
Kill it.
Fine.
This will level us up right now.
Wow. Okay. That if it hits you more than like 2 or 3 times, you will go down, and the rest of us can't take hits from it.
Then don't take hits.
Yeah. Just
Right.
try to get missed.
Great.
Get good.
Now that Lila is back near me, I am going to my concentration, the Shield of Faith on her, and put it on Bon.
Is that a cantrip?
It's not. It is a spell as a bonus action. Yeah. So it seems like we're doing this. So.
Oh, we're doing this.
Low intelligence, a lot of initiative. This party.
Yep.
Yeah, my high intelligence doesn't make up for the rest of them. Oh God. Well, great. I'm gonna move over here. So now, Bon, you have a plus to your AC.
Why?
Because I put Shield of Faith on you.
Oh, okay.
I
And
assume.
you put a little thingy thing. Womp. Oh, and I'm also raged.
Mhm.
No, that's not rage. That's rage.
I just get so angry.
All right, so I'm at 20 AC now. Nice.
And then should I attack in the laughter?
No, it's just a check on the line. End it.
No, but I guess if it takes
Damage.
it makes the check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna use Produce Flame on it. And hopefully hit it.
How many times can you use that?
It's a cantrip.
Oh, nice. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a
What's
hit.
this? Put the card on. Oh, what's it? Really?
Mhm.
Oh wait, that's the hit. I was like, that's the damage.
No.
Yeah, that's to hit.
I was like, fuck.
And then 8 fire damage.
Ah,
And make that wisdom save.
Okay, so we got 8 fire damage, and we got a wisdom save.
great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So he's still prone, but is no longer laughing. This ain't funny no more, you guys.
Yeah. Did that have you already hit this thing one time?
Nope.
Carlos?
No, this is the first.
Well,
damage
yes,
it's
one
taken.
time. No, one. No, I haven't.
No,
yet.
he did hit it.
Okay, so you
Oh, I did.
Yeah, that first attack that you made
Okay.
did hit.
It's just free, I guess.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That's me. And then actually, I'll use the last 5 feet of my movement to sort of hide. Or sort
All
of
right,
check-
Bon.
add a little bit.
All right. I don't really have much to offer. I'm sorry, Bryant.
Says the guy who picked the fight. All right, that's a hit.
What happened
So
to
we
my turn?
got.
So you've taken 6 damage, Bryant, from my.
What happened to my
Fire.
turn? Didn't I roll 15 for initiative?
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, my bad. Let's see. All right, let's put you. Everything's all messed up. I think I had your old initiative in when I sorted it. All right, let's just have you go after Bon. Go now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cast Bless. Use a 2nd level spell slot and cast it on all 4 of us.
Nice.
I think that's gonna be my action now.
Great. What is Bless again? Can you put that card up?
I think it gives us 1d4 on like attacks and saving
Oh,
spells.
plus D4. Cool.
We'll make that the bless sign.
And I use the 2nd level spell slot, so it goes all 4 of us.
Perfect.
But I think that takes my action.
Yeah,
That's it for me.
you can also move though.
Yeah, you want to get out of
You
that
get so
aura.
many signs.
I know.
This one.
Yeah.
All right. Lala's gonna be pretty mad about this.
I've got kids to get back to. Why are you picking so many fights?
Curse this motherfucker.
So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
bestow curse.
Mm.
Oh, you have to touch a creature.
Oh, so I'm gonna.
You're gonna get all up ons.
Yeah, I'll get right up on him
Mm.
because this is a small room, right? But
Very
there's no
small.
disadvantage
Yeah.
because you can
Get-
move.
you can get.
I can get right here.
You can get under me.
Wait, no, I don't want to hurt. Do I take damage if I'm next to you though, Los?
Yes,
No, only if I activate.
but he's gonna do it.
Maybe we'll see. I may need my bonus action or something else.
And I'm going to use. And the nature of my curse will be the while cursed, the target must make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each turn. If it fails, it wastes its action that turn doing nothing.
Nice.
All right.
So I think you have to make a wisdom saving throw.
On his turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, no, immediately.
Immediately to fight the curse. Like you still have the giant still has the opportunity to
Not
be
get cursed.
Oh, not get cursed. Okay.
Oh god. Oh god.
Come on, giant. Come on, giant. Be done.
Curse.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
Natural
damn.
20.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh no.
oh shit.
Would have been
Carlos, you did this to us. We were going to escape.
Okay.
This is the time that the B team died and there was no other characters.
All right. So Lila takes a hit. 21 to hit.
No, definitely, yeah.
All right, you take 17 damage. and Bond also takes a hit with the old clubberoonie. And
No, he doesn't.
Misses.
smashes into the pillar.
Rest.
All right. Well, I will.
Don't you have weird things in your bag of tricks?
I do, but nothing that's super useful. Just two of them are like one of them's like an area, the other one's like acid damage. One of it I can move.
Oh no.
Christ. All right. Well, I'm gonna move. Like
It's like you should just stood under me.
This character was fun to play this one time.
Until a stone giant killed you.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna cast Burning Hands at it.
Okay.
For 10 damage, or make a dex save.
Dex save. Okay.
Yeah.
Natural
Dude,
20.
what the fuck?
5 damage.
It takes 5 damage.
I am going to move.
Oh, you guys are so screwed.
I think we might need to get out of here, guys.
Bon the Lodestone Bonzo.
All right. Well, I'm going to.
So that's okay. Second one's a miss. That's 9
Okay.
damage.
Draw
that
his
cost?
attention in order to. Well, I'm going to step away from him to incur his attack of opportunity and use his reaction.
Yeah, he'll take his attack opportunity. Oh, natural 1. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
He smashes this
Pillar.
pillar that's next to him. Okay. And breaks it. All right.
Oh.
Sir Craig.
I'm going to use my channel divinity and cast Vow of Enmity on him. It's a bonus action. It's going to give me whatever. It's going to give me advantage on attack rolls against him for 1 minute or until his hit points reach 0.
Does he need to be like evil or anything like that?
As a bonus action, you can utter a vow of enmity. Creature you can see within 10 feet of you using your channel divinity. You gain advantage on attack for a minute.
It's
Right on. All right.
88.
Advantage on attack rolls. Carry on.
But I feel like Lila probably needs some heals.
She does, but
I'll
you could
take
also wail on him
Yeah, wail on him.
because
She can heal herself.
Los took his attack of opportunity, so she could run away.
Oh,
And,
okay. All right. So she has a turn before he can attack again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to wail on him.
That's a hit.
We'll roll it anyways, just get that crit.
Oh, okay.
Roll one more time.
All right, well.
All right.
So 7's
All
good.
right, so you take 7.
Do you have another?
Give another one.
Yeah.
Roll it twice.
Right.
Damn.
And great.
Some good rolls.
Okay.
All right.
18.
And a not good one. Nice.
All right. 14 damage. Nice. All right. He is looking not so hot. You guys have chipped a lot of rocks and whatnots off of him.
And I'm gonna actually go ahead and use Divine
Yes.
Smite as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does
What
Smite do
level?
again?
Does like
That
an-
should be on your page.
Yeah, you
Did I really not put?
Divine Smite on here.
I think I added it to your attacks too.
All right.
So it's
And then
spell slots.
what
so
spell?
that's a first level spell slot. Are you gonna just or you can up the damage with a second level spell slot? That's another D8. So roll another D8.
Let's see.
If you wanted to use the second level spell slot.
Yeah.
They did.
Nice.
Hmm.
Shit, yeah.
All right, this thing's not looking so hot. Lila.
This thing's not looking so hot either, Lila.
All right, so I'm gonna use.
Get the fuck away.
Is that a spell?
Yeah, it's a spell.
Yeah, it's a spell. It's called Run Away.
Vicious Mockery. What is
I
Vicious
can
Mockery
use
again?
Mantle of Inspiration, which is a bonus action, which lets me move without provoking opportunities of it. Or
You're not going to provoke
Oh.
because he already used his attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so you'll be fine. So you can just move away.
okay. So I'm gonna run away,
Run away!
right back, right over here,
Perfect.
and
Okay.
I'm gonna use healing
Dissonant.
words.
Dissonant whispers?
Dissonant whispers is an attack. How hurt is this thing looking?
Pretty
Pretty
hurt.
hurt.
Pretty hurt.
Grab
And
him.
then it'll be if it fails its save, it'll be frightened of you, and it won't be able to.
3d6 psychic damage. But I'll get a die. Like if it attacks me again, I'll just die.
They can
That's-
bring you back to life. It's okay.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. Well then I'll use dissonant whispers.
All right.
Right.
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything I have is a wisdom save.
He's all right at wisdom save. It's not amazing.
Nice.
12.
Haha!
Yes.
All right.
All right,
So
so-
3d6
How do you do the mass roll?
/R 3D6.
You can also click the dice roller on the left side on your icon.
/R.
All right. All right. So 1, 5, and 11.
I wonder how many dice it would take just to break roll 20.
Let's not find out today.
I was just about to roll 1,000 d20.
Let's not. All right. The giant is on its last legs, but it is its turn. You know that rocket picked up a while back.
Oh boy.
It crushed it though.
That it was threatening y'all with.
No, didn't it crush it and turn it into gravel?
No. It's it was looking at it, looking for a good person to throw it at. Good person like Lila to throw it at.
No, that's not how it goes.
Oh.
Oh no.
30 damage. So Lila goes unconscious. way unconscious. and it attacks Sir Craig here.
Oh god.
Of the Daniels.
Of the Daniels, and that's a hit. It does 24 damage.
Ah. Okay, this
All right, that is its turn.
things have turned.
Okay, how come this is some bullshit? Because Ruben has never taken this much damage ever once.
You all are like, every time you take 10 damage, you're like, we almost died. You're fine.
No, don't I die? I took more damage by total health pool.
You're just unconscious, and now you have to make death saving throws.
But how many hit
do you have total? What's your
28.
max? You're dead.
No, but how many did left?
I had 11 left.
Then you're not dead.
No.
Okay.
Because if he had taken
More
all
than
of
what he
that
had
damage
left, plus
and then more than his total hit points, he would have died straight out.
Whew,
So if he had taken 39 damage, he would have died. just straight up, just gived. You better use that goddamn robe.
Goddamn what? Robe?
His robe.
I don't have anything much that useful.
You have healing potions. Don't you have
I
to?
do. I got a bunch of healing potions in it, but I've got plenty of healing potions. That's not the issue. Let's just put some
yeah,
damage on
if you
this
can just
thing.
kill this giant, you'll have all the time in the world to heal.
Cool.
All right.
I'm going to move next to him, and then I'm gonna do burn. I think.
Like it's like this, right?
It's a cone.
15 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got him.
Cool. I just want to make sure that he's not in there.
It's just singeing Sir Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the product in his hair does not appreciate this heat.
Dude, like, his product is all natural. All celestial divines.
All right.
It's like always perfect celestial hair.
Dex save.
All right, dex save.
Fuck me in my ass. All right. 4 points of fire damage. Okay, Bon, you got to get up there and swing that big rock.
Yep. All right. So for my bonus action, I'm going to activate my arm.
Okay.
Just fire, just.
Woof.
And then.
Nope.
All right.
There you go. All right, that's enough.
Ugh.
You crack off the stone giant's head, and it rolls back into the dirt, and the stone giant sits down and is stone forever.
Cool. Now that that's done, I am to pull out a healing draft from my bag.
Wait, hold on. Just let me
Well,
just use more of my
Craig
spells.
has healing spells.
Oh, I mean,
You don't have.
use.
this doesn't use a spell slot then.
We can rest the.
I have lay on hands. That doesn't use spell slot either.
Yeah, use lay on hands. And
So
then
I'm
let's-
just gonna use all
And
of my
that
lay on
probably.
hands.
Both of them.
I can do 25. I can do up to 25 lay on hands, and I'll also go ahead and use my healing hands as an Azamar racial bonus, and I can heal 30.
I don't think she has 30 hit points.
Yeah, she got 29.
She's only got 28, so...
Take that. Healing draft.
Alright,
6
well,
points
we
of
get 25.
love damage.
Lay on hands.
Oh, wait, love? That's a type of heal?
Yeah.
So I think that puts her at 6.
6. Good.
And then lay on hands, how much? So you can do how much?
I can do up to 25.
All right,
Level
that'd heal her up full. So she can only take 22.
All right.
So you can heal yourself up 3, can't you?
I'll give 3 to myself and another 5 with the healing hands. So I get 8.
All right. And you guys might want to take a short rest here.
Yeah, let's just take a break here for a minute.
Okay.
So
So I'm gonna cast.
I raise my great sword, and it's justice.
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 So we should probably call it about here for the night.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
There's
Kill
some
the stone giant.
there's some more excitement and adventure to be had in the manor, but that'll be tune in next time for that action.
I mean, we killed the stone giant. That's pretty fucking crazy.
Pretty good.
I mean, you know, he was an elderly stone giant. He was, you know, time had softened him up for you.
Still, I feel
Let's,
impressed with us that we killed the stone giant.
Let's. Does he have anything we can?
Yeah.
Before we quit. Just,
Yeah,
take a
can
look.
can we dig through his body?
Stone pockets.
His giant. Does he have a belt?
No, he doesn't have any stone pockets.
God damn it.
Bracers.
Nope. He's, you know, he's an elderly craftsman who's at the end of his life.
Well,
You know, and you guys came in and killed him before he could find his eternal rest. It's
well,
a
we
shame,
gave
really.
him-
What does a great club? What does a great club do, damage wise? Not in a stone
3d8.
giant's hand.
3d8.
3d8.
Not in a stone giant. I think it's 2d6 or 1d12. I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take his great club.
I think it might be a little bit big for you.
Yeah, it's a stone giant size
Yeah.
great club.
Uh huh.
Cool.
All right,
Cool.
sounds good.
Later.
Later, guys.